How you doing? Okay, so this right here in front of me, right? This is a platinum box. Now you might ask yourself, what's a platinum box, right? So a platinum box is a box that's gonna sit on top of the unit. So when you see these notches right here, remember every time you see notches, this is where we're gonna pass them on the picture on both sides. This side right here, you'll see what I'm gonna do. But always remember, these notches right here, there's a meaning, and you guys been here a little bit long to know that when we do it, we're gonna fold it. So right here is where you're gonna pass the small piston. Okay, keeping it tight. And then from here, this right here is called the connector. So this is where the connector is. Anything that you see always has a connector, but we're not connecting anything here. You'll see what I'm gonna do. So when you have it in front of you, you know it's in front of you. You gotta flip it over, right? Flip it over. Grab the scratcher. This one right here is the 1-inch one. 1 inch. You're always gonna grab it like this. You're never gonna grab it like this. Always like this. Use the 1 inch. Push it against it and go straight. That's 1 inch right there. See? 1 inch. Grab yellow. Give a little 45, you know, on the both ends. Little 45. You don't have to go too much, you know, just 45. Now remember, with the red marker, whatever marker you got, make a little line on the line that you marked with 1 inch. So when you're in the breaker, you know which line you're gonna fold. Okay. If we do it on one side, you gotta do it on the other side, okay? The same process. Flip it over. Grab your scratcher. 1 inch. Boom. Grab your snips. Get a little 45 cut. Boom. Okay? The marker right there. Boom, that's where you're gonna fold it, okay? Now, before you go and fold the piece, pass it on the Pittsburgh. Flip it over. And remember, in the beginning of the video I said, this is where we're gonna fold it right here, right? These are gonna get folded. This is the Pittsburgh. So right here, to the end is going to be Pittsburgh. So we grab the piece, turn on the machine, grab it. Okay? The same thing will pass in the throat. Same thing will pass in the back. Gotta keep it flat. We're not pulling up or nothing because it's a box. So remember, keeping it nice and tight. Nice and tight. Then you do the opposite side. Alright. So once you do this side, right? Remember, you gotta do the other side. Boom. Keep it tight. Always remember, you gotta put your hand right here, or put your body, put your whole body, see? Why? So when you pass it, it doesn't become short. And then boom. There you go. Now the next step, this is the step that everybody has a little difficulty with. But no worries, just follow my lead. Take it to the breaker. When you're gonna put this piece, you wanna put it up, so you wanna put the bottom. The bottom, the outside, right? Is gonna be folded first. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we did the line in the beginning of the video, you see? So you follow that line, right? You wanna be on top of the line. Boom, right there, see? That's why I put the little red mark so you know when you're on top of the line. First, it's gonna be 90. Boom. That's it. Now, remember, if you do it on one side, you gotta do it on the other side. Take it out. You swing. You go in. Same procedure. Right on the red line. Boom. Boom. You're on the red line. You're on the line. 90. Perfect. Now the next step. This is the step you gotta watch. Okay, you take it out all the way, right? Now we're putting it in the front. Okay. Now, you see this line? So this line to this line, literally at the beginning of where the Pittsburgh meets. That's where you're gonna fold it. So look, straight in there, boom, boom, there you go. You're on the line. This one you're gonna give all the way. So you go all the way, boom. Okay. Now remember, you do this side, you gotta do the other side. But before you move to the other side, finish this like this. You see how it looks? Boom. So look, grab it, right? Spin it. Once you spin it, you flush it to where the breaker is, and then you close it. See? Once you close it, it will look something like this. There you go. This is where the machine is going to sit on. See? That's the bends. Alright. Now let me show you guys the other pieces. Oh, these pieces, right? You see right here? It has 1 inch already. You can tell. See? I put my scratcher. That's 1 inch. This one right here is pretty simple. Just cut the edges. 45 them. Cut them off. And then right here where the quarter meets, give it a little snip. So when you're gonna put the quarter in, that piece is not in the way. You know, it might be in the way. Now, when you look at this piece is like the one that I just did right now. You see? It has the same amount, the same size. So what do? The same process like we did the other one. Turn it around. You mark an inch, right? Mark that inch. And then you cut it. 45. 45. Now put your mark on it. So when you're about to fold it, you can see where you're gonna be on top, so you know you're on top of it. Another thing, you want to cut these little corners off too. So when you're about to put it in, you're not struggling. And then boom. So these are done. Take them to the breaker. So let's do this one first, right? This was the quarters. You always want to put it in, start with the small side, right? Quarter, quarter. See? Quarter, quarter. Going literally where it meets. Boom, 90. Okay, where it meets, see? Those two ends, that's where it meets. That's how you know you're in the quarter. Just be careful on this side, because you don't want to be on top of the quarter. You're gonna flatten it and it's gonna be a problem. So just make sure on this side right here you're not in it too much, so you won't flatten it. Go 90. Now you spin it. Now you're in your last one. Boom. Quarter, quarter. Cool, see? You want to be right there so you don't. Then you go again. 90. Now, for the one that has 1 inch, this one that has 1 inch, you go get your hand seamers and flatten out right here, or you could do this. I'll put it right here. See? I flatten it out. I put it in the quarter machine. Just flatten it out. Just pull it down. so I don't need to go get my hand scissors. Put it in, the front way, and then boom. From there where it meets, right, where the quarter meets, that's an inch. That's gonna go up 90. Okay, now you're gonna be like, yo, but why is this one 90 in? Why is this 90 in? And this one has, like, I had to do all the folds, because this one, right, when you're gonna put the box together, it's gonna go in here, and you see how it sits in there? When it sits in there, that's how they're gonna put the unit in. They're gonna put the unit on top. So this is like, it's like the 1 inch is where they're gonna sit on it, and you can push the unit in. While the other one, when it meets the end, that's where the unit meets, and it can't fall off or nothing. This is why it's called a platinum box. It's where the unit sits. So this is done. This is done. Usually platinum boxes, they always have liner, right? So I would put it over here for the liner. Now for the final piece, right, is the one that has the same design as the platinum box, right? So we gotta do the quarters first. The inside of it, not the outside. Always the inside when you're doing this. Remember, we gotta do the quarters first. Always start with the small side. It's almost like driving a car. Let's start on the small side, right? Now, I go like this. Boom. I take it out. I put where the corner meets. End to end, right? Now, for you, if you're a starter, which if you're looking at the video, you might be a starter, right? You don't have to do it this way that I'm doing it, okay? Because we have a quarter machine right here, see? So you see how big the piece is? This piece is big. Sometimes it could be bigger and it won't go in, see? And so this one you cut, and boom, there's your other quarter. See how you finish that off? But right here, you see, it's gonna be a little bit difficult for you to push it up, so that's why I do it in the breaker. Now, get your hand seamers, or just go right here in the quarter machine, just flatten it, see? Put it in the quarter machine to flatten. Now, if you remember in the last videos, this is the same thing as that. So we start from the back, boom, flip it. Now you go ahead, get that red line. You see that red line? That's what we mark it, so we can see. That's how you know you're on that line, that 1 inch line. You go 90. Then flip it over. Once you flip it over, you go where it meets. If I can zoom in my glasses, see where it meets right there? Boom, you want to be on top of where it meets. On top, so I don't have to see the quarter, where quarter is. And then boom. Now you go all the way. All the way. Boom. So once you take it out, it's supposed to look something like this. You see how it's open? You see? It looks like that. Okay, but we want this to right here to be flat. So we grab it this way. And then we push it into the breaker, you see? I'm pushing it, the breaker's open. So I'm pushing it right here, holding it with one hand. And my other hand right here, I just go where the breaker level is and boom. And then I push it a little bit more in, see? And then I just go flat. And then boom, that's it. And this is the side, like I told you guys, the other side goes right here. So when they push the machine in, the machine slides in and this hits it so the machine don't fall off. And the other side is where they slide the machine in. That's why it's 1 inch. So when you see me, I'm gonna start building it and you'll see what I mean. So the next step, when you got the liner all done, right? You see how when we prepped it in the beginning, it looked flat. Because when I told you guys where the notches were, you see, that's where I mark them. That's where it folds. It gets folded right there. 90. So this is the U. So for the piece, right, that we did the folds on, this is the one that's always gonna be on the bottom. When I mean on the bottom, we're gonna put it together, right? You want to put this flange under the other flange, just like this. Why? You'll see in a minute. So let's start putting it together. You open it. You always want to start on this side. It's way better, because just in case you could always shimmy it. See what I mean? Look, boom. Okay. Once it's in, always double check, see if it doesn't go out. Okay, that's perfect. So, working myself. Okay, now I do the other side. So leave the back side for the end, and you'll see in a minute why. Do the same process. You open it with your opener. This side too, right here. Grab it, and you put the flange under. See? Boom. Once it's under, line it up, bang it in. Always make sure that this side right here is sticking out. Make sure it's even. Do the same thing. Okay, you see right here? It could tend to happen sometimes. So you just gotta hit it. You see that? It went straight in. Now you finish this side. The one with the 1 inch, right? You want to get your hand seamer. Let's fix these quarters. Okay. Once you fix these quarters, this one right here, right? This one's gonna go over. It's gonna go over the flange, like so, like this. That's the way I'm looking at it. This one's gonna go over. The one with the flange that we had to do the bend, that one's the one that goes under. Always remember that. Now the only thing, right? It's gonna look weird when you're putting it together because you can see it's missing this part right here, but you want to be flush to the other flange, see, as it is. Now the same thing over here. Gonna give it a little hit so it could go in. Once you give it like 2 little hits or something, not too much about damaging it, you'll see how it goes in. See, right now it's not going in. Boom. And now you open it. Do the same thing on the other side. There you go. Match it up. Give it a little hit. Lift it up. Boom. There you go. See? Oh. I'm trying to have it lined up on the top. See? Like so. Give it a little hit. Goes in. Just like so. And I'm getting to the middle part. This side right here, right? And sometimes you're gonna need a flat, right? Put it in. Same thing. There you go. Alright, there's your platinum box. You see how this one, the one that we did the 1 inch, goes over right here? So when the machine goes on top, right? So you see how it's the flat part right here, right? The 1 inch that we did. This one goes over. So when they pass the machine on top, it slides. And then right here, the reason why we put this one under, so when the machine gets here, it doesn't get stuck on these corners or edges, so the machine can slide in and out whenever the mechanic wants to put it. And sometimes as a helper, you want to get these sides, and this right here, see these right here on both sides, yeah, you want to flatten it, so you can flip it over, grab this part of your hammer, do the best you can to flatten those sides out. See? So the mechanic, the one that's installing this box, you don't want him to get cut. Same thing, see? Safety first. You don't want people to get cut. And then that's it, you pass the hammer, and the box is done.